Welcome to Internet Quality Academy. The channel is for the civil engineer, quality control engineer, and the site engineer who are working in the construction fields. In this channel, I'll provide information, knowledge, and the strategies which is required to get success in the construction fields. Today's topic is what is a work method statement and how to write down a comprehensive work method statement. Method statement is a quality assurance tools, and you need to write down properly to get a finished product as per the client requirement and with safety. So today's topics, we'll know how to write down a method statement. Hi, I'm Kamal Banerjee, a civil engineer and a project management professionals. I have more than 20 years of experience in India and the international level in various construction projects. Let's jump into the subjects. Those who are new in my channel, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload any new video, you will get immediate notifications. So let's jump into the subject. What is the definition of method statement? A method statement is a document that outlines the step-by-step procedure, methodologies, and precaution to be followed when carrying out a specific task or activity. In a site, on a construction project, there are multiple activities. So you have to prepare a method statement for each and every activities, and this should be in detailed step-by-step procedure, methodologies, and precaution. For precaution, why? Because you need to deliver the product as per the customer requirement, and you need to deliver the product without any safety hazard. So what are the precaution you need to take? That has to mention in the method statement. What that? It provides detailed instruction and guidance to ensure that the work is performed safely, efficiently, and in compliance with the relevant regulation standard and the project requirements. So it is a detailed instruction to follow safety procedure, quality procedure, and the regulations and the standard to deliver the product as per the project requirement or the customer requirements with zero safety hazards. So these are the definition. Now, in the first page, what should I write down in the first page of the method statement? That first page of method statement, we should have to mention so many things one by one. First, what is the method statement type titles? Suppose you are preparing a method statement for the plastering work. So then you have to write down method statement for the plastering work. Then the project name. What is the project? Which project is this method statement is valid? Every project is unique and every project has their own requirement. So one method statement cannot be followed in the other methods, other projects. So specifically, you have to mention what is the project name and this method statement for which projects. Then client name, who is the client? Then the consultant name, then the main contractor's name, then subcontractor if any, and who is preparing and who is reviewing and who is going to the approve. This has sequence has to mention in the method statement, the prepared by, approved by, and the reviewed by. So whoever it is coming after verification, he will approve this method statement. Then issue date, and there is a document number. And what is the document number? In every project, there is a document control procedures, and according to the document control procedure, there is a number of my method statement. This is a unique number. That unique number you have to mention in this first page. This is my document number. And what is the form number? There is a form number also as per the document control procedure. So the form number also you have to mention, and then revision number. Maybe it's the revision 0, or after submission revision 0, the consultant or the client has given some comments, and after incorporating the comments, you have submitted it for the second time. That's a revision 1. And then the compliance statement. So if it is a revision 1 or is revision 0, what is the project requirement and what you are mentioning? That compliance statement should be there. Or consultant has given any point, that point is incorporated in this revision. So that compliance statement has to mention in the first stage. Now, what is the first point that has to mention in the method statement? That is purpose. Why? What is the purpose of writing this method statement? That we have to mention why this method statement is prepared. Suppose you are doing a plastering work. So what is your purpose? To perform these activities with required quality and as per the safety requirement. That is your purpose. So the purpose has to mention clearly in the first point. The second point is scope. Now, scope has to define. Why? Every activity or everything has the scope of work. So that scope has to mention in the second point. Then what is the scope? Suppose you are doing as again the plastering work, then you have to mention clearly what are you doing. This is the scope of your this surface preparation, first coat, second coat, and hand it over for the painting work. That clearly mentions these are the scope of this method statement. The next is third point, which is related document. Every method statement has to be some documents referred. So what is the document we need to mention in the method statements? So first, project quality plan. The project quality plan, whenever the project has started, this project quality plan has prepared and it has sent to the client or consultant and it get approved. The project quality plan is the Bible for the projects, and the method statement is a part of this project quality plan. So whenever you are preparing method statement, you have to mention the project quality plan, approved project quality plan reference number, then project safety plan. Same way, when the project has started, you need to submit the project safety plan and it has to get approved from the client. So in the method statement, you have to mention the approved project safety plan. That means you are referring that one which you will submit and approve and will follow in this case also. Then integrated management system. What is integrated management system? Every company has their own system and own quality system and own quality safety system that has to follow in this project also. So whatever the integrated management system you have in your company, that also is to mention these are my integrated management system, and what are the mention is there, we will follow the same things in the project as per the project specification. Then relevant technical specification. Every activities has the relevant technical specification. You have to mention the specification clause. Then relevant codes and standard. So every activities has the relevant codes and the standard. So whatever the codes and standard you are following for this method statement, you have to mention in the related documents. Now the point 4 is referred drawings. Every activity or everything has in a drawing, and you have to prepare or you have to perform the work as per the drawing. So referred drawings you have to mention. So there is a GFC drawing and there is a shop drawings. These two has to mention what are the number of this drawing number, and this shop drawing number will be followed for this method statement. And what is GFC drawing and shop drawings, I will discuss in another video. But in this video that you just mentioned what GFC drawing you are following and what shop drawing you are following to perform this activity, that has to mention in the method statement. The second fifth point is required material. Now every activity is required the material. So whatever the material is required, you have to mention in the point 5. Suppose you are doing the concrete, you need cement, sand, coarse aggregate, etc. So you have to mention in detail 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that these are the material I need to perform these activities, and it will be available at the site. You have to mention. Now in this case also, whatever the material is required, the cement, sand, everything, just for example, and what is the material approval number. You have to take approval from every material, whatever in the project. So you need to mention against each and every material, these are the approved material number, document number we will follow at the site. Point 6 is manpower. So after material, it is coming manpower. Without the manpower, no project, no activity can be happen. So what is the manpower is required, that you have to mention. See, foreman, mason, carpenter, fitter, rigger, whatever you need to perform these specific activities, you have to mention these are the categories people I need to perform these activities. So number 6 is manpower. Number 7 is tools and equipment. Whatever the tools and equipment you need, that you have to mention. Suppose you are doing plastering work, then you have to mention plumb bob, spirit level. You are doing concreting work, you need to perform concrete work, you need to say plumb bob, spirit level, needle vibrator, survey equipment, etc. So what are the tools and equipment you need to perform the activities, that you have to mention in the point 7, that is tools and equipment. Number 8 is roles and responsibilities. Now, these roles and responsibilities who are involving in this project, in this activity, that you have to sequentially, you have to mention, and you have to mention what is their role. Any activity, project manager is overall responsibility. He will not come at the side and do it by your own, but that for that admin, foreman, site engineer is there. But project manager has the specific roles and responsibility. So what is the project manager roles and responsibility that you have to mention? Then coming is the construction manager. So construction manager also has the specific roles and responsibility related to this activities that you have to mention. Then project and the site engineer, storekeepers, QC engineers, admin officer, and the foreman. So who are involving in these activities, everyone should be mentioned according to their roles and responsibilities. So everybody should know what is their roles and responsibility in these activities, so they will perform accordingly. Now the next point is point number 9. That is preparatory works. After everything you mentioned, now you have to prepare the work. So whenever work is started, you need to do some preparatory work, like pre-process works to be mentioned clearly. Suppose you are doing the plastering works. Now in the plastering work, what is the preparatory work? Level pad fixing, plaster accessories fixings, concrete surface hacking, etc., etc. So in the preparatory work, you have to mention that I will do all these preparatory works or the preliminary works before starting in the main activity. So this has to mention clearly in the preparatory works or the preliminary works. Next, the point 10. Work procedure. Yes, now the main work procedure is coming. So in process and post process activities to be mentioned. Now any activities has 3 process. One is in pre-process, in process, and the post process. Pre-process mean before starting the activities. In process mean whenever the activity is going on, that, and the post process is when the activity is finished. In preparatory work, on the preliminary work, we have mentioned what is the pre-process work. And in the work procedure, we will mention in process and the post-process works. Suppose again, you are doing plastering work, then maybe you have to mention rush coat application, final coat application, first coat application, and the curing. So these are the things in process and the post-process activities that you have to mention in sequentially 1 by 2. Okay, so these are point number 10. Point number 11 is test and inspection. Every activity has some test and some inspection to ensure that whether this activity has finished as per the requirement or not. So what you have to mention, this material inspection, whenever the site is material is coming, so how you will do the material inspection. Then there is 3 types of inspection. All we know that witness inspection, surveillance inspection, and a hold point inspection. These 3 inspection you have to mention in which level and which point you need to perform, that you have to mention clearly in your method statement. So everybody should know these are the material inspection, these are my site inspection or the activity inspection, and the in situ and the laboratory test. What are the in situ test and what are the laboratory tests you required, that also you need to mention. In situ, suppose you are doing the concreting work. So in situ, you have to take the slum, you have to take the temperature, and the laboratory test, you have to do the cube test, or you have to do the blending test, segregation test, that also you have to mention, or the durability test. Whatever the test and the frequency you need to mention in the point 11, that is test and inspection. Then the point 12 is rectification work. Now, any activity, whenever we are performing, we are taking full precaution that this activity will finish without any rectification. But there is a chance there is a rectification is required. So you need to mention what the rectification process we will follow if there is any deviation. So what's that? Suppose you are doing plastering work. So what will be the rectification, or what will be the non-conformity? That is, there may be an undulation, there may be cracks, and whenever you're doing the pull-up strength, you are not getting whatever the required. So these 3 things or any other things you need to mention according to the, if these non-conformity happens, I will follow the sequence of work, this, and I'll make it conform as per the requirement. So point number 12 is the rectification work that you have to mention. The point number 13 is final handover. After finish everything, after checking how we will hand over the activities to the client or the consultant, and it should be documented. Now, how we will hand it over, that should be mentioned. That after completion all the works, maybe you will attach the material inspection, maybe you will attach the initial phase inspection request report, and then in situ or laboratory test. And with this, the final handover stage, you will hand it over to the client or the consultant, and it should be documented. So the point number 13, you need to mention what is the handing over procedure. And the point 14 is the last but not the least, is what will be the attachment with along with the method statement. There is 4 things. There's the inspection and the test plan. Any activity has their own inspection plan. When which level, what type of inspection, in which level, what type of test is required, that will be mentioned in the inspection and test plan. How to write down inspection test plan, I will mention clearly defined in other videos. In this video, just you write down this inspection is test plan is to required attach along with the method statement. It is the detailed inspection and test procedure to confirm the product conformity. Then the checklist. Suppose consultant is coming to checking, what they will check? If there is no checklist, that means whenever people will come, they will think about the brain, and then they will check according to their brain or according to their concept. But in any project is unique, and the checklist should be prepared as per the project specification and the relevant standard and codes. And it should mention 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So whenever anybody will go to the checking, say check one by one, and everything is okay, tick, 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 tick. So it is okay, approved. So comprehensive checklist is very much essential. Otherwise, it will be vary to person, and there will be a problem whenever you are working at the site. So first things you need to prepare the checklist, and it will be handed over to the client or the consultant. That as per this checklist, you need to check. Then the risk assessment. Every activity has the risk, potential risk. So whenever you are preparing a method statement, and as per the method statement, you have to prepare the potential risk, and whatever the risk management or whatever the precaution you are taking to minimize this risk, that risk assessment should be prepared and should be attached with the method statement. And the relevant forms, whatever the forms you are use in this method statement, in every activities or every project has their own forms, and that is the standard form, and that should be used in the method statement. So you need to mention whatever the form you are using. So these are all for the method statement. Write down how to write down a method statement and what is the method statement. I hope you will get all the information. And if you need anything else or any new thing, or kindly share your feedback in the comment section, so that I will come with more content and another videos. Hi, thank you for watching. And again, if you are not subscribed in my channel, so please subscribe and hit the bell icon, so that any new videos I'll upload, you will get the immediate notifications. I'm waiting for your valuable comments, so that I will come again with more relevant contents. Thank you very much.